when we do our marketing. Okay, so all right, so let's just start this morning MAO right now. Okay, let me just start my recording. Okay. All right, good morning once again. So everybody, today is the 1st of June. All right, let's start our MAO right now. Today MAO will be a bit short, but it's full of a lot of fundamental stuff. Okay, a lot of fundamental news involvement. Okay, so I'll be sharing a bit on this. All right, let's begin. Now, today, June month, 1st of June. Okay, so we're going to start our second half of the year very soon. All right. So June month, inflation versus interest rates. So what will happen now? This is going to be two big factors that are going to move the market. If you think that the inflation is going to come in the market itself, right, then definitely it will affect the interest rate. And in fact, if that happens itself, right, the market will go into panic mode. But if the inflation is being kept low, all right, then there'll be no reason for interest rate to go up. And of course, the stock market will go higher. So that is the whole point of what's happening for this month of June. So everybody is focusing now on what will happen in the mid-month, whereby Federal Reserve and the FOMC, and they'll talk about this. Okay. Right. Good morning to you. There's Jasmine also. Okay. So let's just start with the main thing here first. All right. Now you must understand this: the US dollar has been pumping into the system via Federal Reserve. Okay. Now, Federal Reserve is a central bank of America, so they really need to do a lot of things like this, pumping a lot of money into the system so that it will work. All right, so that it will work. There is something that you must understand. This is something you cannot deny this. So with all this thing happening right now, all right, it is very, very easy to know that, right? It is impossible to fight with Federal Reserve, because if Federal Reserve tell you that, right, they have more money in the system, they're going to do more stuff, there's nothing can be done. And because of that factor itself, right, it is pretty easy to understand that the market itself will generally go even higher. All right, just give me a short moment. Okay, the market will generally go higher. So that's why there's this saying in the market itself: never fight the Federal Reserve. Okay, there's this saying here itself: never fight the Federal Reserve, because Federal Reserve is like the heavyweight. They have all the arsenal to really change the game. They have a lot of tools that they can use to actually manipulate the market. So end of the day is this: if you want to fight them with them, it's going to just basically get hit by them. All right. So until when? Now, is it that mean that will Federal Reserve always win? No. There will be a point whereby Federal Reserve will technically admit their mistake. Right. Over the last 20 years, is that right? From Greenspan to all the way to this what's this guy name again? Bernanke. Then after that to Yellen, to today Jerome Powell. If you look carefully, it's all right. They do make mistakes along the way. Well, the mistake is more like no choice. They know that it will happen, but because they need to look at the bigger picture. So there will be one point, it's all right. They will be right until proven wrong. Proven wrong means that, right, they know it's still wrong. They don't know the market is turning position, but they have to continue it. Then after that, they'll just come and say, okay, you know what? Okay, things have changed. Let's just do this. So doesn't mean that Federal Reserve will always be the winner. There will be a point whereby they will become the loser. But before that itself, right, they'll make sure everything looks good and wonderful before really the thing happen. All right. So you have to understand this. Never fight the Federal Reserve until ... Okay, until something will happen. All right. So just in case you all don't just have this mindset, say, oh, Federal Reserve will always win. I mean, the guy who has printing machine will usually win, but not always. Okay, that is the point here. So before we start this morning, once again, please understand this. You need to give me a disclaimer as usual. All right. So make sure that you know your risk involvement in this trade, and then you will trade accordingly and plan. All right. Make sure that you do your financial planning properly. Okay. All right. If you stay on the next 5 seconds, means that you have read the above and you have identified me. All right, count to 5 seconds right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's continue. All right, now that's why success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking that they can't lose. So the Federal Reserve itself, right, maybe in this picture, whereby they may think that they won't lose because there's so many tools underneath them. There's so many things the way you play around it. And then they may think they win. But normally it's all right when the market realizes that, hey, come on, man, you are playing a fast one here, so the market will know what to do. And when the market starts to react itself, right, there's no way you can stop it. No matter how big you are, how big your printing machine is, end of the day itself, when the market decided to do one particular direction, things will change. So that's why I will say this: until the Fed lady sing, there's no need to panic. But at the same time itself, if you really start singing, then of course you need to be careful. All right. So this is how I look at it from the current market now for month of June, because month of June is a very interesting month. Let me explain to you why. Okay. Now, so the reason to stay bullish itself, right, is had to be the month of June. Why is that so? Because we always hear this sell in May and go away. But did the market in May really go away? No, the market actually stay on. And I told you guys as well, sell in May and go away. The main idea is because back then everybody was wearing jackets and go down to the stock exchange with no air conditioner. So it's very hot. So no one want to stay in the exchange. So everybody will say, okay, you know what? Let's take a break. Okay, we can make money out at the time. So that was back then. But now today with air condition, everybody at home is now trading at their own leisure and can comfort. There's no reason to leave the market. And with so much money still in the market, so much money from the Federal Reserve, it's going to be very difficult for the market to go even down. So that is why the market sell in May and go away. I did tell you guys it's may not be true. So let's just look at the S&P 500. Okay, now this is the S&P 500 over the last 20 years. That means that if I were to invest in the stock market, right, and if I look back into this picture here itself, I will relatively know when will be the great time to invest into the market. So when will be a good time to really invest in the market? So let me ask all of you guys now, when will be a good time to invest in the market? All right, let me see whether you understand from this picture. Please key your answer right now. Tell me from this picture itself, when will be the best time to invest in the market? Okay, this is something, it's somewhat of a trick question that is really see whether which side, how you see this chart. Now, some people will immediately react into one of the month. Some people like myself will react in another way. So let me see how y'all will read this thing here. So there's about 72 of you guys. Let's just see how will you invest in based on this formula here. I mean this 20 years chart. When will you invest? All right. Right, I can see that immediately. Eric say June and September. There's Fred, June and September. Negative, I buy. Okay. Pimpin say March. Okay. October to December. Okay. There's Jimmy. Philip say April. Okay. Okay. All right. February and September. Eugene, Colin, September. Andrew, September. When you have cash and afford to receipt. You mean it's always a bit different, huh? Okay, all right, I'm gonna buy you that. Well, I totally agree with some of you guys as well, right? Some of the strategy I like. Okay, let me explain to you how I will do this. Now, first of all, it's all right. I'll definitely invest in when. Yeah, indeed, you're right. I will invest in the month of June. Right? How come? Because you look at it, that is a month whereby the market pulls back. So when the market pulls back, the next month, the probability of the market going higher is there. So therefore, it makes a lot of sense that I will invest in June. So which means that I wait for the price to fall and then I will invest in June. So that when the market in July, if it goes up, right, I will make money out of it. So another month that I'll be investing will be month of September, correct? Because apparently it's a month of October. This is where the market goes up. Now, of course, you'll be shocked because, hey, Cal, wait a minute. I thought that in 1987 itself, 19th of October, that is when the market crashed. And periodically, most of the stock market crash always happen in October. Then how can the market be 1.6% higher the last 20 years? So that means you didn't hear me correctly earlier itself, because it's still based on last 20 years where we have Alan Greenspan, Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, and of course now we have Jerome Powell. Because the last four Federal Reserve, right, they are into printing money. They print. So the market just cannot come down. That's why even October is supposed to be a seasonally pattern of selling. The market don't really come down. Okay, so you get the idea now. Of course, I saw Jimmy even better. Jimmy said, why don't we just invest in the month of October, November, December? Then voila, then 3 months of profit exactly. So the last quarter of the market, right? The fourth quarter of the market is something that you really have to understand this. Like it or not itself, right? The market has not been failing people the last 20 years. So this is just an average. Of course, things can really change, but this is the probability itself. Can you see that? Indeed itself, Liu, is like every time buy on deep low, that's all, because that is how the market is functioning right now. So you get the idea? Cool, right? So today you see, I give you good stuff today. More to come, okay? More to come. So if you want to ask me, Cal, can we go further back, like 60 years? Okay, fine, no problem. Now, this is the 60 years chart. So whether it's 60 years or 20 years, all right, the numbers is about the same. You can see that, right? The worst month in the S&P history is September usually. September seems to be the worst one, not October. In fact, it's like a lot of selling before October. Then maybe October, there'll be some panic initially. Then after that, wow, they push it up again. So that's why, if you ask me itself, right, if you remember that I told you guys about how to view the stock market, right, it is something in this way. It's because of the periodic movement by mathematics itself, right, June month is never so good, all right? So if you can see that normally the month of April and the month of May will be, month of April and month of May is good. So is that really true? The month of April and month of May is really good. Let's take a look at the market right now and we see whether is it for sure or not. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the monthly chart itself, right? You can see right here. I'm going to screen up the screen a bit. All right, the month of May and June. Let's say the month of March and April. March and April. You see that? Wow, look at it. Okay, these 2 months. Look at it. Wow, look at it. Right, let's look at March and April. Okay, wow, not bad. Okay, March wasn't very good, but April was okay. Then after that, May was okay. Then after that, April wasn't okay. Then after that, you can see that May recovers. So overall itself, it maybe have a dampener month, but next month itself usually is pretty decent. Okay, so we come back to this chart later. Okay. Okay, Hong Kong has just opened. Hong Kong has just opened. Let me just get back to you guys now, because I know that you come with Hong Kong traders here. Here we go. Okay, Hong Kong has just gap up yesterday, closed at 29,030. Now it's trading at 29,121, up by about 100 points. All right, the China A50, you can see that it also slightly have gap up. All right, so yesterday I think it was a scare because of the Guangzhou issue. So we will cover on this, but primary itself, right, it seems to be now recovering. So for Hong Kong itself, right, it's also recovering at the moment, right, rather strong at the moment now, recovering rather strongly. So I kind of suspect that maybe they have contained the cluster problem and now they basically, it's like buying into it. It's very normal for Hong Kong to behave in this manner. Okay, hold on a minute, let me just... Okay. So that is what's happening right now in Hong Kong market. And let's go a quick one to today's Hong Kong. Hang Seng market today. Let's take a look right now. Hang Seng. Hang Seng today opening price is between the two pivots and now it's trading strongly above the opening price. And it's crossed the pivot 1 itself. So as long as Hang Seng stays above pivot 1, it will be a buy. Okay, above pivot 1, it will be a buy. All right, the KSI is green in color, so basically the market will be more towards the buy side for today. All right, at the moment now, the general market is all quite positive. So I kind of suspect that as long as Hang Seng stays above OP and above pivot 1, the upside is there, unless the market drops back below the opening price. So this is what I'm seeing right now on Hong Kong. So the traders can just take note of that. Okay, so let's back to the charts itself. So what it's going to see is this market right now. The market definitely is showing that a lot of buying buoyancy after the month of June. So in short, it's whether 60 years charts or 20 years chart itself, right? After June, the market comes off. In general basis, you do see that the S&P go higher. So that's why, in fact, if let's say even we have a selling month, okay, we have a selling month this month, example, if there is going to be a selling month this month, then traders can actually consider to actually look for low end to buy. But of course, please follow rules. Don't just blindly just go in and buy. Okay, so you guys really get the best part of the MAO today. All right. So let's just look at the chart wise. This is all the red bars. The red bars show you the month of June. So it seems that the last few time, month of June by definition itself, right, seem to be okay, right? It seems that month of June are okay, all right. How come like that? How come the month of June seem to be okay, right? Well, that is the thing is that, as I said, there's so much money in the system. So that's why even though the last 20 years, the last 60 years, statistics shows that, right, month of June not so good, but apparently it's all right. The last 3 times, the market is generally good. All right, then if you look carefully now, you put all the month of May, this is where it gets a bit concerning. If the month of May is not that fantastic, right, usually the month of June will be good. Can you see that? Normally, if the month of May is not fantastic, then the month of June will be good. But if the month of May is good, right, then there'll be a bit of push up, then pull back, all right? So a bit of push up and pull back. So it's like this. If month of May is generally okay, then June month maybe we'll see a higher level first, then before some profit taking. But if the month of May is actually bad, then the month of June will become very good. Okay, so in short itself, no matter how I look at it, anytime the market comes down, it will be a good time to look for buying. It seems to be like that. But again, guys, this is just to share you the seasonality of the market. It's not 100%. So make sure that you know what to do. But in perspective-wise itself, right, it seems that if June month, if you can actually look for the price to pull back, and then after that, at the lower end, you buy with risk control, and probably if the market bottom up from there and goes up, right, then month of July usually seems to be pretty decent. All right, so that is what I want to share with you. If all are clear itself, right, please key the word clear so that you guys know what I'm talking about, because I don't want you to misguide that by me, and then you guys go and buy, and the market crashed, then you're going to blame me and kill me, all right? So please, if you can be clear with what I just said, please key the word clear right now before I continue, all right? If I don't see more than 15 clear messages, I will not continue, all right? I don't want to be caught in the wrong side. Then after that, people blame me for, telling people this and that. Now, my main objective here is just want to help you guys to make money. I know that there's a lot of people who want to buy. So my job itself is just to share with you what is the concerning factor to look out for buy signal. And then after that, from there, you will do your own due diligence, okay? All right, that is what I want you guys to understand this, okay? It's not easy to do all this research in the morning, that because I have to go and look out for research materials and then get back to you guys. I hope you guys will appreciate it, okay? Thank you. I saw more than 15. Okay, continue then. All right, so what is happening right now is that you can see the Russell's, Russell small cap is really going, wow, look at it. It's shooting up way, way, way higher than compared to the S&P leverage. So I want you to understand this, something you must understand, okay? So usually it's a big cap, or we call it blue chips, the blue chips. The blue chip will go up first. Then after that, the mid cap will move up, okay? Then after that, the next one will be the one that move up itself, right? Will be the small caps, which is what you're seeing right now. Then after that, usual cycle itself, the market will go back to the blue chips, and the blue chip will go up again, and then the mid cap go up again, and the small cap. So that is a very, normally this is a bullish market condition, okay? When blue turn to mid back to small back to blue, the market will keep on moving in this cyclical form itself. That's why the stock market will go up, okay? That is something that you must take note. But when the market is near a peak, if the market is near a peak, then we also see that whenever the market is near a peak, this will happen. That means that the final sector that will be moving will be the small cap. So basically, in short itself, right, as the market is climbing, the blue to mid to cap, small cap will move, then back to blue chip, small cap, this mid cap, and then small cap. Then after back to blue chip, mid cap, small cap. So you keep on doing this all the way up itself until the last part where the market is say, okay, enough, we've hit a peak already. Then again, because the last sector is small cap, that is the final warning sign. So that's why I'm saying that, right, with the small cap now running at such a very incredible pace, this is not normal. I repeat, this is not normal. And when it's not normal, it's all right, you have to be very careful already. So allow me to warn you guys repeatedly one more time live right now, is that when the market is not behaving in a normal way, you have to be very, very careful, okay? So this shows that, right, the market is trying to suck in traders in to probably make them think that the market is good to go, because there's something interesting happen is that the bigger caps are not moving right now. The bigger caps are not really moving right now, and that is my real concern here itself. So traders, while you're looking at it itself, right, maybe if this June money is a good way to look at it, then maybe that the market really pull back down significantly. Then after that, you can look for the bottom to buy. Okay, that is a very important thing that I want to share with you today. All right, so you can see that everyone is still buying, from BlackRock to Vanguard to State Street to Invesco, from Charles Schwab's, First Trust, and so forth, right? But the only thing that, wow, really incredible is this one. It's ARK Invest, okay, ARK Innovation, right? Apparently itself, right, there's $2.46 billion outflow in the 1 month funds data. Now this one itself is last month fund data, last month. All right, so you can see that they offer about 80 ETFs compared to others itself, like example, like BlackRock offer 388. That's why they are the number one fund in the world, right? $2.2 trillion worth. Wow, very big. So all I can tell you is that, right, it shows that, right, the market itself, right, look carefully at MNBs. Don't look only this billion, this is millions. Okay, so in short itself, right, you can see that is what's happening right now, and ARK Innovation seem to be the only one that people are getting a bit worried. So I did say before, if ARK Innovation starts to really comes off, right, then of course these traders will get a bit worried, because ARK Innovation is the one that leads the market in the NASDAQ sector, and if ARK comes down, then obviously the rest will actually follow up. So that is whereby I need you to take note of this point here. Okay, all right, so cool, understand? Okay, so the thing is this, just take note itself. Once again, we have our event coming up soon. I told you before. So 6th of June, we have our registration. We allow our students to go first. All right. So do note, right, we have a lot of great things to share. And I tell you this, Benedict itself, right? Benedict is a very knowledgeable guy. And the way I talked to him itself yesterday on WhatsApp, wow, he really knows his stuff very well. I really enjoyed my time with him. And of course, we have another guest, guest coming on board, okay? And this is our very own brother, Zhang Yaotong. He's coming to join us. All right, he basically found that he has some time for this day. He really want to contribute. So he said, Cal, can I join in? And indeed, I said, welcome, of course, why not, right? So Yaotong will be joining us on this 19th of June event, all right? He will be, in fact, become like a student, asking a lot of questions and probe, and Benedict will have to explain. So they'll be going live with your Q&A, and we can just try to make this very interesting, all right? It'll be a very interesting topic to talk about inflation, conspiracy theories, gold, and upside, and things like that. So it'll be fun, okay? So don't miss it, okay? Wait for the link to be ready. All right, for the second half of today's MAO is right. We talk about the US dollar that has suffered recently. What is the difference between forecast and reality? And of course, the inflation problem that's happening in America. All right, so what will happen right now? We must talk about Singapore right now for global news. We have our PM coming out to give a speech, okay? But of course, in Singapore, we still have cases like in White Sands Primary School, there's more cases happening in. And of course, there are some highlights that our PM will want us to take note. So let me bring it right now to you guys. Okay, so the 5 must know thing that what PM Lee said during his speech, all right? So first of all, phase 2 to be eased, all right? So don't need to rush down to buy toilet paper and instant noodle. Please relax a little bit, okay? So he says that, right, this thing may ease, okay? So we just watch it and we just keep track on this. Then, of course, there'll be more vigorous and very testing. All right, that is a very good thing. One thing about Singapore is that people are very happy because Singapore really put a lot of effort to make sure the testing are done properly. And of course, we can trust the testing. So overall itself, I will say that I'm very happy and appreciating that we are in Singapore. Compared to other countries, we are really very well taken care of. So please love Singapore, okay, guys? Okay, there will be more intensive contact tracing protocols. That is good because like that itself, right, if any problem, we will know where went wrong and where we can put an immediate stop to this thing here. So that is a good thing. And vaccination itself, right, for majority of Singaporeans that's above 45, all right, we can actually go for vaccination. And in fact, itself, 4 million vaccine doses have been given. Wow, 4 million, that's very high. Means Singapore population about 6 million to 7 million, right? So actually, it's a very, very good thing. It's a very outstanding thing. Well done, Singapore. And of course, people who want to go for the jab, you can actually do your booking right now. I'm supposed to do it lah. So I'll be going. I see how it goes. Okay. Then after that is right, the last one. One more, right? Okay. So that is the fifth one, is it? Sorry. Fourth one. 5 things, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, I miss out. This one, COVID may not disappear soon, okay? So please understand this. According to our PM Lee, he said that COVID-19 will remain with humankind and become an endemic. So which means that, right, we have to just continue our life and then live on and take it as, it's there, but as long as we take care of health, we have a vaccination, we should be fine. All right, so these are the 5 main things that you need to know what he shared yesterday. Okay, all right. Well, there is some ARK funds redemption. There is some. So, well, I cannot be exact. Maybe just because maybe the market isn't doing well, people are just fearful, or they bring out the money and then go into cryptocurrency, or maybe they just say that let's put it aside and wait for it. There's no real hard facts figures, hard facts reason of why there's redemption. But of course, when the market is not doing well and the stock that she picked isn't not doing well, people get worried. That's very typical. Okay, so for Malaysia itself, right, well, 82,300 children in Malaysia have tested positive for COVID-19 so far. Now, the thing is this, I just find it very incredible. 1 year ago, we know COVID-19 hits people, and then what happened? It hits the elderly, all right, the senior folks, and then not into the younger folks, and then the children was totally like immune to it. Then suddenly this thing changed. Now the older folks, okay, not so bad, but the younger people and the kids are getting it. So it's like as if that the virus know how to really mutate, and then now targeting the children. Somehow or other, I just don't feel comfortable in those days. It's just like I mean, you tell me that if variant changed a little bit, created something, I can understand. But how can you suddenly, from attacking senior folks, now attack the children? Is that as if that it's really, created somewhere itself? So I leave it there. But dear parents like myself, right, I have 2 kids. I put that at home. I mean, occasionally I bring them out, but I make sure we keep distance and our mask is on. And even if you need to run around because they really need to have this fresh air, of course, keep the timing short. All right, keep it short. And of course, avoid air conditioner places like shopping mall, all this area. Really, if really cannot, then make sure that if you see any people not feeling that well or coughing, you just have to move them away. I mean, this is something to do. All right, so this is what I feel. So parents, you need to take that extra step to take care of children because it seemed to be really attacking the children. All right, so be careful on that, dear parents. All right, so today we will have our ISM manufacturing PMI data. So we'll be looking at 60.7. All right, then after that, Thursday will be the ADP and Friday is the non-farm payroll. All right, so this is something we're looking for this week. Now, because yesterday Dow Jones was closed, there's no Dow movement, no Dow market report to tell you. But news-wise itself, basically everybody is looking at the Chinese manufacturing PMI and also the US Dow Jones overall itself is positive. So nothing much to talk about that. So there's no recap. And then I can't do anything here. Okay, so now look at the market straight away. Let's take a look right now. Okay, Hang Seng has just pulled back from the high. Oh, that's quite a quick one. Pull back from all the way from the high. So that means that the buying above OP, above P11 doesn't seem to be functioning right now. Okay, let's just look at the Hong China market. The China market, oh, no wonder. No, the Chinese market is selling. Look at it. Initially, this morning was up, right? Now it has came off and dropped below opening price. This is not good. So I will say this, all of you guys, that this is a very big uptrend, big upthrust movement. We know that it was because that there was some buying that was saying that the funds from Malaysia and India basically goes to this China, because India and Malaysia, they got so hit with the COVID-19, right? So the manufacturing needs to still continue. So China back then was doing okay. So that's why the funds now flooded into China. But now with China having some COVID cases in Guangzhou City, so again, the question mark repeats there. All right, so that is what happened here. So by technical ground, I will do this for you guys, is that I will take the halfway mark here, which means that I take the opening and the closing of this white candle, divide by 2 like MLP and then I put this point of pivotal point to tell myself, okay, that if the market do come down to MLP point itself, will it stop there? Now, if the market really stops there, okay, right, the market really stops there and rebound, then I think there'll be a strong buy up all the way to new high for this month. But if the market doesn't do that and now goes below the blue line, which is MLP, that means that the market is now worried that now the money that's supposed to go to China has become a danger, because now if China having a problem and then they don't trust it, they pull back the funds again, then of course this will create a mayhem in the Chinese market. So we will watch this carefully, the MLP, all right, for support and see any rational reason to do that. Okay, I see someone, Colin says that, right, there's some selling Nikkei. Yeah, I'll cover Nikkei very shortly, Colin. And Eugene says that China market drop could be due to its EU deal relationship. Well, it is possible. That is possible because now in a way, the Chinese market, the China side government is actually not very cordial, not very cordial. They are trying to be trying to show off their power. So that's causing some EU problem. This is one of the things that is a concerning factor. But again, I just want to warn you guys, in the world of finance and politics, a lot of wayang. They can be telling you that I'm your worst enemy, I hate you, all these things, but still you can see things will just continue. Just like Biden, and Biden is supposed to meet this Putin, Vladimir Putin very soon, right? Now, logically, it should be a very interesting meetup because very clearly back then as well, there was a lot of evidence says that Putin supported Donald Trump, and and Biden, when he wins itself, right, Biden literally says that to tell Putin to get away from his back. So things like that lah. But still, end of the day, this is all politics lah. Things, if they need to do certain things to take change around, they will just do it. Okay, this is what I always have to believe in that. All right, so for China A50, if now it's below OP, we just have to go slow a little bit lah. Let's watch out the MLP. Now let's look at Nikkei. Let's try Nikkei chart. Hold on. Oh, okay. Thanks, Anna. So George Yeo. Okay, that's our XPM, XMP. Sorry, Minister. All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Anna. I will look at George Yeo's speech later on to understand world politics. All right. Good. Thank you, Anna. Right, this is the Nikkei right now. The Nikkei is indeed coming off. Why is the Nikkei coming off itself, right? Is because the dollar index actually weakened. All right, one of the reasons is because dollar index has weakened this morning. In fact, dollar index today dropped below 90, and probably that is a reason. But of course, on the technical reason, we have actually this MA30 right now very close by. So if that is the case, maybe for those Nikkei traders, you can actually watch out for here. All right, which is somewhere near 28,570. So if the Nikkei do come down to 28,570, you can look out for potential support over there if you're looking to buy. All right, so for me, it's all right. I will take a look at 28,570 to see whether it stabilizes there. Then after that, maybe when it recovers the next day or so, then I'll look for buying. But of course, if the market continues to fall, the MA200 is there. And the MA200 is about 28,250. So I write numbers for you lah. So the MA30 is 28,570 around there. Then for the MA200 is 28,250. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Colin said he liked Richard last week about the Elliott wave theory. Like I say, guys, you are more than free to use any techniques to actually make your trading better. All right, I never once stop you guys. In fact, I told you guys, go beyond that as well. Go beyond TWB system and then try it out. End of the day, you will know what is good, what is not good for yourself. Okay, basically, there's no two traders who have the same trading thoughts. All right, so basically, try to improve, okay, by opening yourself to bigger, more instruments, I put this way. But of course, end of the day is that don't get confused, because the moment you get confused and you lose direction and track, then that is where things happen. That's like M Trader herself, right? For her, she believed in the system and she believed in the way she do her risk management. That's how she makes it. So she don't have this sort of sophisticated methods, but she still make a lot of money. So same thing like Arun, and I'm sure that Sister Cynthia and the rest also, right? So anyway, it's up to individual. Do what you need to do to make sure you make money. That is the main bottom line. Most important, okay? Okay, cool. All right, so that is what I need to share with you for the Nikkei. And I also shared with you on the China A50. So let's look at the Dow Jones as a whole right now. All right, so let's continue. Okay, yeah. Now, this is the Dow Jones chart. Now, yesterday, although the cash market wasn't open, but the CFD was there. And I think it stopped trading about 1 a.m. It stopped trading already. This morning, resumed at 6 a.m. So, do we need to take consideration of yesterday's movement? Well, because yesterday DAX was open, so DAX came off. So that's why it actually leached on the movement of the DAX. So now this morning, if the Dow Jones recover, it's kind of expected lah. So today, if you're going to put it into today's MLP for the Dow Jones, is about 34,510. Okay, it's around there. Now my MLP is not drawn to scale. I'm just giving you a ballpark figure this morning. So you have to do your own mathematics. In case I'm wrong, just do your own maths. All right, 34,510 will be the main MLP for today for Dow Jones. So if the Dow can stay above 34,510, we should see further upside. Okay, we should see further upside. Now, how much will it go? Well, by logic, well, there is a resistance here, which is at 34,598 level. This is our KSL level. I'll write down for you, just for your understanding. 34,598. Okay, so which means that if you ask any PTP student, 34,598 will be the resistance for the Dow today, if they say it goes up. Okay, but of course, if the Dow breaks above 24,598, then it may even go to test 700 series easily. All right. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones to watch out for today. Now, moving average wise, everything looks still good. The market is still staying above the MA 30. So overall, still okay, but just that the range is getting tighter and tighter every day. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dow Jones trading day, the Dow have been staying within a 250-point band. So that's why the market is likely like trying to find something here itself. All right, gold price is moving higher. FYI, gold price is now at 1911. Gold price is moving higher, and I did say that gold price overall itself, is still going to go up. All right, so we'll talk about gold very, very shortly. FYI now. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones for us. Okay, now this is the Dow weekly chart. So everything looks good. Two down candle, usually followed by up candle. It really happened. So that's what happened on Friday. Last week's market. Today, what happened? Well, the Dow Jones is like compressed, like I say. So as long as the Dow Jones for this week stays above 34,165, for the weekly chart still looks okay, weekly chart. Okay, let's look at the Dow for today now. Now, the Dow Jones today, the opening price is below pivot 1, but now it's trading slightly above it. That is positive. So if the Dow Jones opening price is here, and if it goes above pivot 1, it will be a buy. And if the KSI is green, it seems to be towards buying. So above OP, above pivot 1 is definitely a buy. Okay, I repeat, above OP, above pivot 1, definitely it is a buy. Okay. All right, so watch out for this for today. With the KSI green, this could actually means potential for the upside. Okay. All right, that is the Dow Jones for today. NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ yesterday, same thing again like Dow Jones. There was no real NASDAQ trading, but the CFD is there. So we just have to put in the MLP for today. And the MLP for today, NASDAQ is at 13,681, which just not got triggered. So as long as the NASDAQ can stay above 13,681, well, we should still see further upside. Okay, 13,680, make it simple. Okay, around that. Okay, so just watch out for this. As long as the NASDAQ can stay above 13,680, the market should be still okay. The MA 30 itself is 13,537, around there. So that is the support level. With the market right now, I think we're still quite far away. So overall, it's still look towards the upside. All right, you can still hearing me say upside, upside, upside. Yeah? Okay. All right, so for the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ yesterday did a CCYR. But because I said yesterday, it's technically no cash market. So traders just take note. If the NASDAQ do go below OP, then we have a danger. If not, it's all right. Generally speaking, the KSI is green and now trading above OP, then of course, more towards upside for now. Even though we need to be careful because yesterday, due to the TWB system, we have a red bar closing, okay? So NASDAQ today has to stay above the OP of the day, right? Important, huh? Now, S&P 500 also had the same thing. We need to do the MLP, which is now the market is trading above the MLP. There is a resistance and there's a BNB and 4215 level. So take note of this number. 4215 is a very important pivotal point for S&P 500. So as long as S&P doesn't cross 4215, I kind of suspect that the market will still be flat. But if the market can break 4215 and go higher, then I'm pretty sure we will see the new all-time high. All right, so traders, 4215, please pay close attention to this number. 4215, that is a very key point that S&P has to break to go higher. Okay. All right. Last one, S&P. Here we go. So S&P now is trading above pivot 1. So above OP, above pivot 1 is a buy. But this time now, a bit dangerous. KSI is red in color. So you have three markets: Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P. Three different setup for today. So traders, you need to watch the market closely and remember what you need to do for different set of rules to trade. Okay, today, three of them got three different setup. So it's quite going to be interesting for today. So traders, just be careful and make sure you do your homework correctly yourself. Okay. All right. So that is the S&P 500. So let's just look back at Hong Kong right now once again. Hong Kong has just recovered earlier. It was down. Now it's back up again. So it seems to be challenging the key point. Let me just do the MLP for today, Hong Kong. Today, Hong Kong MLP is somewhere around here. So we are somewhere near there now, 29,150. That's MLP. The moving average MA30 is here. So it's at 28,670 plus region. So it's quite far away. So pretty bullish. In terms of KSL resistance, well, we have one over here, and that is actually 29,231. Okay, so very nearby, very, very nearby. So 29,231. That is a resistance based on our KSL technique for PTP student. Okay, all right. So 29,231. Okay, watch out for that. Okay, seems to be a very strong resistance overall at this point here itself. Okay, all right. So that is Hong Kong and DAX. Let's look at DAX. Now, yesterday DAX came off, right, because the market lack of the further positive news. Now DAX came off a little bit, but still well above the MA30 at the moment. So as long as the DAX stays above the MA30, there's really no concern. Today MLP for DAX is at 15,450. So as long as the DAX can stay above 15,450, I kind of still believe that the DAX will still try to go up again. Right, based on what I'm seeing right now in the general market, we have Hong Kong now recovered back above the opening price and now testing the high of today. And we also see that the US market also recovering. So it seems that overall itself, the market is still pretty bullish at the moment. The market is still pretty bullish at this moment right now. Okay, you can see that the market is still pretty bullish. Just give me a short moment, guys. Need to just send out a message. Okay, here we go. Okay, done deal. All right, so covered almost all the indices. Okay, done. Okay. All right, so let's look at the gold because today no gold. I mean, there's gold trading, but it's not very active, so I won't cover much. So now on the mainstream media, the Bloomberg.com says that gold has gained the highest since last July on inflation bets. Then gold is now basically because of the inflation on CNBC says that it's about 1,009 now, and now gold rises hit for the best month since July. So basically everybody is following each other, copy each other's script in a way. So in short itself, right, gold now seems to be the favorite topic of the month. Yay! I told you guys about gold, right? So that's why we believe that the next 6 months there will be further upside in gold. But of course, at this price right now, I'm not that comfortable to ask you to jump in without risk control, all right? So we just need to understand this. All right, so there's no gold recap today. So let's just look at gold straight away right now. Okay. Wow, gold has now stayed above the 1905. Now, yesterday I told you guys that as long as gold stays above the 1905 level, gold should trade higher, and indeed really happened. Yesterday, I already told you guys if gold stays above the BNB 1905, gold will go higher, and indeed it's really happening right now as we are looking at it right now. Okay, yesterday gold closed above 1905. 1906, and this morning now gold is trading at 1912 right now. So by logic, I told you guys, if this is a continue, gold has the potential to go to what level? So let me see how many of you remember what I tell you about the BNB structure. All right, how high will gold go? If gold is continue today's upside, right, how high will gold go? Anyone remember? Yes, 1928, correct, Fred. Exactly yourself, Fred. You are absolutely right. Michael, you're also right, indeed. All right, the level that I mentioned itself is actually 1928 because if you forgot or you didn't notice or didn't listen to what I shared on Sunday, the high to low of the BNB, of the gold, latest BNB, all right, the trading range is about $23. So 1905 is the high of the BNB. So 1905 plus another $25, that will give you 1928. So that means that 1928 will be the target for gold. If let's say gold is to go up, okay, 1928. Yes, correct. 1925 is because that is the 23.6% of the Fibonacci, correct, Lloyd? So you are actually also right in this case itself. Hin also correct. All right, so you guys got it correct. 1925 to 1928. Okay, so that is the potential upside here itself for this gold. So traders who have remember what I say, you guys are making money. Congratulations to you. This is very important. Okay, all right. So those who are in long in gold already, right, can set to take some profit at 1925, 1928 level, right? Just put it there. Whether it hit or not, that's another thing. Okay, understand? Cool, huh? All right, let me just see. I think I blocked the thing, right? Okay, so I repeat, the potential target is 1928 for BNB. For BNB, 1 times 1, okay? Then 1925 is the Fibonacci number. Okay, 1925 is a Fibonacci number. Okay, got it? All right, so I don't know how many of you have bought gold. If you have done it, congratulations to you itself, okay? Okay, so that is gold on the conventional chart. Weekly chart is still moving up very nicely. All right. So apparently the weekly chart, right, the Fibonacci or the weekly chart also have 23.6 and also it's about 1927. So really this 1928, the probability of 1928 getting triggered, right, is kind of high. So of course you can chase it or you just wait for a pullback and you aim for 1928. But do note that this BMD thingy may take a couple of days to reach, so it's not going to be immediate. So don't hold like all in, then you get hit, then you're going to blame and point fingers again. Please understand this. Okay, my job is to share with you what you can do. Your job is to make your risk control management. Okay, please understand this. We have our own role to do when it comes to trading. This is very important. Okay, so silver, well, as long as gold is going up, silver will also follow through, right? So now silver has regained its strength again. You can see incredibly, it touched the MA30 and rebounded. So this MA30 is really reliable, very reliable. See that every time when you hit the MA30, almost instantly, there will be a very immediate reaction. That's why we have this MA30 and we introduce this to you because we really want you guys to make money from the market. I mean, we can keep all this to ourselves, but end of the day, why we are doing this everyday MAO is not to get any money out of this. It's just because we want you guys to make money. Okay, that is the main gist of this. All right, so that is the silver price. So if silver overall is all right, in my opinion, can go higher. I believe that silver in the near term can go past $30. I repeat, in the near term, silver should go past $30. Not now, but I think that another 3 months or 6 month time, silver will grow through $30 rather easily. Okay, so we will talk more about silver in the latest during the 19th of June event. Okay, 19th of June event, we'll tell you more about silver and some of the personal target that we have. Okay, all right. Then that is for silver. So let's look at the gold today. Wow, look at it, stupendous. Okay, the gold price just shoot up. Now look at it for the chart wise. Since we are already here at this stage here, look at the BNB. Look at it. Look at the BNB here itself. Look at the BNB earlier. So what you see is that, right, the market did a BNB initially like going down, right? So, but look at the KSI. The KSI is green. So the KSI tells you that this is not a real move. And after that, you notice this P2 here, right? The market did try to go below P2 in twice, but each time hit a P2, it bounces off at the opening price and jump back above P2. So that's tell you that it's a touch OP and bounces off at the pivot 2. And this created a CCRY. So by right and definition, you should know already, above OP, above pivot 2, and it triggered a color change and come with a BNB. So obviously itself, right, this buy is almost 100% call for. All right, so it's not hindsight. It's something that you have learned before, and we've talked this many times before, that if you see something like this, you should be looking for, for in this case, it's buy now. So reading a chart from right to left itself, right? This morning, it will be a buy call because the market touches the opening price, which is a very clear signal that touch OP means the boys inform each other. Then after that, you can see that it's a BNB. Then followed by prior to that itself is a CCRY. So overall itself, right, gold today looks set to go higher. So gold today, the pivot 1 itself is 1915. I believe that maybe later gold may just pull back a little bit and then gold may again test. And this time around should be going for the 1915 mark, at least for today. Whether you go to 1928 or not, that is depending on how far the market want to stretch. But for today's trading based on our TWB system, then likely 1915 will be the near target for today. So the day chart, let's take a look right now. The day chart today, the opening price is actually very near the pivot 2. All right, very near. So by logic, it should go down. But because the KSI is green in color, so that's why the upside resumed, all right? Do note the KSI, although it's green, there's a little bit of selling a bit, so a bit of weakening a bit here. So if the market do cross 1915, I'll suggest take some profit first, then you aim at 1928 and so forth, okay? All right, so this is my view for today's gold. So kindly take note of that. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Now, by the way, do note, 2 days ago, crude oil actually closed above the cage RL. Do you notice that? That's why the next day, crude oil gold closed above the cage RL, and then the next day, the gold still continue to go up. So that is another showcase that how the cage really works. All right, last market is the oil market. Now, oil, as I said, as long as the dollar is involved on the weakening side, the crude oil will go higher. And indeed now crude oil has now hit $67.50. My target is already triggered. I told you guys that crude oil will go to $67.50. Remember that? If you remember that I did say that it will go to 67.50 cents, and please key for me a spot on if you don't mind doing that. Now, how they get this level is from the chocolate bar right here itself, okay? 67.50 cents. So of course, if you use the system, I can do it right now, moment. Okay. All right, remember on the day, you can use the system to check for you the nearest KCB, which is this case now no longer have because there is a, I think that was a yellow bar. So if we look back, okay, moment, where's my KCB? I think there's something wrong with the KCB. It's not showing up. Oh my crude. Okay, I'll test it later. Something went wrong. All right, so where can crude go higher? Well, if I look at it from on hindsight, if I move back manually, so if you look at it manually, it's all right. That means there's a few more levels to go. Now, the next level for crude can go is $69.50. Then the next bigger movement is somewhere around here. That's about 72.33 cents. And the next level will be as high as $74.63 cents. So basically, we have 3 different levels that the crude oil can be going: 69.52, 72.33, and 74.66. Of course, I just do a ballpark figure here, so you have to do the your own calculation. Okay, so basically it's all right. You can see that this is what will be happening if crude is to go up. Now, if you want to ask me, so my opinion of how high crude will be going, if let's say my theory is correct, in the second half of the year, dollar will actually go up. The dollar will depreciate further in the second half of the year, late second half of the year. Then there is a possibility that crude oil can go to about $75 to $85 or $81. That means that, right, I believe that, right, crude oil has the potential to go up all the way to $75 to $81 by end of this year. All right. Oh, so only Fred remember that I say crude oil. Yo, so sad. Only 1% remember that. Okay, never mind. All right. So anyway, my view is this: crude oil can go to $75 to $81 by end of this year. But of course, to chase right now, I will say no. Wait for a pullback, a CCRY first. So when I say CCRY must happen first, it means that the market must pull back. Then that find a base. Then from that CCRY, then we buy. Okay. All right. So that is what you look for crude oil. So how many of you will be interested to buy crude oil and keep for long term when there's a right nice CCRY? How many of you will do that? If you are going to do that yourself, right, please key the word crude or oil also can. Let me see in general, how many of you will actually do that? Okay, only Eric will do that. How about the rest? Okay, Loyan, sorry, you also do a crude. Okay, cool. All right. So Wilson also, Cheng Kui also. Okay, thank you for your support. Now for me, it's all right. If crude goes higher, what will happen? Well, two things will happen. Number one, that means inflationary costs will increase. That is for sure. But of course, when crude oil increases, that also means that, right, a lot of these companies that are doing crude oil will benefit. And usually when that happens itself, the stock market in general will also be going up. Yeah, in general. Unless that there is something we cannot forecast, like this waffles and raspberry, whereby if it happen, then there's a sudden push up in crude oil, and this is not really exactly economically push up movement. Then of course it may be a tap and then done deal. Means it shoot up, tap, then come back down again. So this sort of thing may happen, but I think that for now, people prefer peaceful time. I think that COVID is really a big issue for many people already. I don't think they want to go into that level. Okay, so Eddie and Susan. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is my crude oil view in the long term, all right, in the next 6 months' time. Okay, so that is all for today in terms of the markets and all the normal stuff. All right, we're going to enter our usual alternate market views right now. Today, the market views will be on inflation. Okay, so if you want to stay on, you can stay on. If you think that you heard enough, you'll take a little break right now. Yeah, no problem. But do remember this today, Super Tuesday, will be at 3 p.m. at 2:45 p.m. Our afternoon MAO is at 2 p.m. Right? Because at 4 p.m. I got things to do, so I need to rush off. Yeah. So today, Super Tuesday will be also very short because yesterday was no market, right? So we can't do much recap. So we just do a bit of here and there. I will see what are the topics that you guys want me to cover again, and I will look at it. Okay? So we will get back to you guys. We'll come back to here in about 15 seconds time. All right, I'll take a short break first. Okay, guys, welcome back to here itself. This is going to be the alternate market views once again. All right, this one will be more towards inflation because that's how earlier itself we talked about the June month itself, right? So now we talk about inflation and what will inflation do to create a problem for interest rate. Okay, let's take a look. Now, this is a very cute cartoon which I like. This is showing that it's a peddler, and of course, this peddler itself is of Jerome Powell. I mean, US is very cool. They can really do all sorts of things. They can draw, and there's freedom of speech. That's why they can do anything they want. So you can see that it's basically the stock market is giving him money so that he gives the QE, the antidote, so-called the medicine, the vaccination rate cuts. These are the medicine itself. And of course, the Wall Street guys really want it. They don't mind giving money. This is like a peddler, okay? So when Wall Street looks at the market, they look at Federal. If Federal Reserve pump and cuts, that is where usually things will get, one-sided. For when Federal Reserve pump, meaning pump a lot of money, and when they cut interest rates, that is where usually that will stimulate the economy. That is usually the case, all right? So let's see right now when the Federal Reserve opened a tap, right? In 2 years ago, in August 14, all right, the Federal Reserve pumped in more than $4 trillion into the system. And because of that itself, right, that really flooded the market with loads of dollar. So when you have the printing machine turn on and $4 trillion worth of money go into the system, obviously, immediately there's a gush up. And of course, not only the 4 trillion in work, because those people who are holding the funds, like I'm a fund manager, if I know the Federal Reserve is going to put $4 trillion in the system, I will obviously jump in front of them and buy. And if I buy, my friends buy, my counterbuddies buy, even my worst enemy will also buy. So everybody buys and put the money into the system. Hence, therefore, the stock market just go all the way crazy since then itself. All right, so you can understand my point? So because of that itself, right, this created a solid amount of supply of US dollar in the system. And this is when we coin it as funny money from the Federal Reserve. Why is it funny? Because it's like you're putting so much that it's really not really used. But because it's so much itself, people think that, right, you have to be very careful on this. So now we can see that what happened. Just for this year, from last year alone, from last year March to this year, the dollar index was about 102.82. Today is 89.81. It broke below the 90 mark. That's why you can see the gold price immediately reacted this morning. All right. Now, of course, I did say that I do suspect the dollar to go high from here itself, right? But I told you guys there must be something must kick in. So if the market still think that, right, they don't care, they don't bother, they think that, right, the dollar should be sold off because they think that the dollar is weak, then of course, no choice. Now you can see that this is from 1917, whereby back then itself, we're talking about the power, the purchasing power, whereby when you have the dollar and you use it accordingly, this is how you can actually get. And now you look at it itself, right? The purchasing power is getting worse and worse and worse. That means that this value right now itself, right? Really, things are getting so bad that $1 in 1913 has the same buying power as 2020 at $26. So this is how crazy can it be? That means that, right, 126 in this about 100 plus years ago, right? The same US dollar now, the buying power has reduced significantly by almost technically 26 times. All right. So this is really, really incredible. So this is what is happening right now in the market. And of course, will this continue? I can tell you this will likely continue because Federal Reserve knows that there's nothing they can do further. They are trying to stimulate the economy, but the problem is the economy is not recovering. And the amount of money they have in the system itself is so much and so huge. If they pull back, the stock market will crack. All right, it may even collapse. But they don't do it itself, right? Then the dollar will just keep on lower, the PPI, the purchasing power will just have to keep on going down. There's no way out here itself. So you can see over here, the Federal Reserve actually early the year forecast that the inflation will not cross 1.8%. But now what we are seeing, the CPI number is at 4.2%. Wow, look at it. This is really very big difference. Of course, it's not a real exact same thing because the Federal Reserve don't look at the CPI for figures, but apparently itself, you can see the sudden surge. So you can see the movement all came because Federal Reserve pumped in so much money and that escalated the CPI figures to be going in such an incredible pace. So traders, this is something that you must understand, all right? So now with that itself, inflation is also really going up very fast, and you can see over here. And of course, this compared to the last 10 over years, and more data are showing that now we are at the 13-year high, and there's been more stress to the economy. Now you may say, Kel, stock market is going up, but what stress are we talking about? Well, guys, probably you don't know or you don't do your marketing. Ask your wife, ask your girlfriends, ask your mother. They will tell you that prices have really moved up. All right, so if you don't know about this, let's take a look. Now, this is from a Chinese website. So this is Costco. All right, so Costco is saying that, right, the cost of beef, cost of eggs, cost of vegetable oil, cost of a lot of things, even electric appliances, all going up. Example, just a couple of months ago, the short rib, sorry for the picture. All right, it was at 1.99 or $20 per kilogram. Now, then it came to $23. Then it went to $25, okay? And now it keep on going higher. All right, keep on going higher. Like even like this cooking oil, it was at basically 24, then jumped to 28, then today's 34. Oh my God, look at it. The things is just jumping and jumping, really incredible. Well, will property price go up in Singapore, Kelsa? Seriously, you must ask all the property agents here, right? They are the best people to inform you. I'm not. Okay, I think they will know lah. They will know better, right? There's a lot of property agents here. Okay, you ask them yourself. Okay. All right, but no one complains. Exactly my point. Really, Fred, what to complain? Because why? People just, the stock market is up. I tell you this, as long as the stock market is up, no one will complain anything, because that is how we do this barometer. So as long as one day the stock market really come up and everybody is losing money in the stock market, I'll tell you, then everybody will complain that the inflation is high. That's how it is. When you're rich or you have money in the pocket, even I ask you to buy a bowl of, example, expensive soup. All right, I want to say with shark. Okay, all right, you will pay because it's okay, because you can afford it. But when you are losing money or you don't have money, right, the same bowl of soup come to your front, you will complain expensive. That is how it works. Always is like that. All right. So to me is okay. Indeed, it's all right. And I say my F&B client going to up prices soon. Yeah, I totally tell you that it will happen. Yeah, indeed. It is very clear. They're going to up prices very, very soon. Yeah, indeed. And now with this pandemic again, oh my God, cannot really say this is their fault, put this way. So you can see egg prices in Costco. Apparently it's all right. From $5.79, it went down now to $7. Oh my goodness. So that means that, right, from $5.80, it's go down to now $7.20. Oh my God. Seriously? Right, the number of eggs is still the same, but the prices increased. So did our pay increase by 20%? Not really. Did the stock market go by 20%? Maybe. But is that everybody playing stock? No, right? So that is what is happening right now. Everywhere is going up in prices because they are telling you this is normal, transitory. Do you buy that? Really? Do you buy that as well? Do you think that it is because it's transitory? So this from Tyson, in case you think Costco can trust or not. Tyson, all right? So Tyson came out, okay, the beef price and the difference in prices. Now, of course, people say, oh, because pandemic, more people will buy. You're wrong. Actually, the volume actually decreased. So lesser people are buying and yet the price increased. So it's not a demand supply thing. It's actually that the demand is reducing, but in fact, itself, the price is still going up. So why is that so seriously? Maybe people are getting the pinch right now. They want to go slower with their consumption, or maybe they are looking at different avenues. I don't know exactly what's the answer to this, but this is from Tyson, all right? So yes, indeed, you are right. Just now, this Yu Ming, you are absolutely right regarding about the movement. Let me just give a short moment. Sometimes miscue the animation part. Okay, so you can see there, right? Costco is seeing inflation abound, impacting a slew of consumer products. So why is the market doing that? What is the reason doing that itself? Okay. Okay, no problem, Eric. Take care. All right, Carl says that the HDB flat went up by 5% across the board. Yeah, that is very true. And I know that, right? You saw recently in the papers. Which part was that? They're going to pay like for 4-room flats. They're paying $700,000. Oh my goodness! All right. Anna says that Singapore property prices are already up. Yeah.
Amokyo launched 2,000. Wow, serious? Oh shit. Okay. Oh my God. Company says that pandemic business not good, no increment, but price goes up. Yeah, we are getting poorer, but definitely in the real term. So why is that so? Is because you see, when the Federal Reserve, right, when they flooded the market with the money, it basically affect the entire supply chain. Really, first of all, it's right. You will see that the materials will go up. Manufacturing now we've got lesser people, so they increase the price again. Then the distribution center also get hit, and basically it's right. The thing just go in cycle, and then everybody up by 10 cents. By the time he consumer is up by 50 cents. Can you see that? If there's 5 areas here, if everybody want to cover the other person or the person cost, everybody increase by 10 cents. So by the end of the day, it's right. You probably get a 50-cent increment. That's how it works. So the thing doesn't change, but because everybody increase, and that causes an impact. And this is actually a very dangerous move that the US Federal Reserve are doing right now. They know that they want to stimulate the economy, but instead of doing fiscal policy, they do monetary policy. And when this happens itself, and if flood is so much money in the market, it looks good but there will be the price to pay very soon. There will be a price to pay. And wow, today a lot of sharing. Due to pandemic, indeed, shopping costs have increased definitely because people don't dare to do logistics, and people are getting sick. And because of that, and there's a lot of relegation. I mean, there's a lot of regulation involved and stuff like that. This basically created the problem. All right, yeah, indeed, you're totally right. Jimmy says that the middle class is shrinking, either rich or poorer. Exactly my point. That's why we really have to break this out. You cannot keep on hoping that the government will keep on coming out more money for you guys. You have to find a way to make money out of this. I mean, you can call for poor and no money and get upset, but at the end of the day, you are your own destiny. What you do now is going to be very important. So yes, indeed, Kelza. Yeah, people is that is correct. Yeah, I know that, Kelza, you're right. Some people offer your price, they offer at 540 and now offer 630. Yeah, the price is just going up because now people know that the price is going to go up higher. They're going to do that because now there is actually ongoing rumor saying that, right? Because now they know that the prices is all at high level and they fear that there will be interest rate hike sooner or later. So now people is basically jumping into the market now to buy. Yeah, because now it's low. They want to take the market right now so that in case the interest rate really goes up, right, they can, reduce costs in a way. But I think that is very silly because if you are doing that, it's like you're going to pay premium on this. And that is terrible and that is very, very scary, okay? So this is my personal view right now. All right, so, okay. And there'll be no more middle class soon. Yeah, indeed, I think there'll be no more middle class. I totally agree with you. Wow. Okay, well, today a lot of property news. Okay, cool. Statistics shows that there's less takeaway at restaurant, more cooking at home and buying at hawker center. Okay, yeah, indeed, I definitely for sure. If you actually walk around shopping malls, you don't see any more people really buying from restaurant anymore. Really, totally don't have. So that's why the restaurant will be back, will get hit again. And those companies that just those places that turned to bistro recently to survive, now again got hit, right? Oh my God. This is going to be a slap right in the face again. So this is going to be a terrible time now. But of course, the Wall Street people don't see that way. They don't see it from that way itself. They think that, right, this is just only temporarily transitory. So again and again and again, it's about how you see it. To me itself, is never near to that point. We all know the fact that our HDB flat don't come down. So now it's at the higher, you go higher. That's it. It will not stop because that is what we really want to achieve anyway. So bottom line is a bunch of idiots at central bank, hence crypto doing well. Think about this, Fred. Crypto at one stage itself is only worth less than 300 billion combined. Today, at one point of time, it's like 2.4 trillion. So you think about where the money came from. Obviously, the money went in this area, then moved to the other area and keep on just flogging the market itself. That is what is happening in real world. So yes, indeed. And sell and stay under the bridge. Wow, okay. Decentralization. Wow, okay, maybe not. I don't know. I'll leave it to y'all. So economists is saying that inflation risk is highest in 2 decades and could force Federal Reserve to increase rate in 2022. Now, the thing is this, Federal Reserve has said they'll only do it 2023. They may do tapering in 2022. Now, if this thing really goes up in this manner where you can see cost of meat, cost of eggs, cost of vegetable oil, cost of appliances, all going up at a very high, fast speed, right? Then the tapering has to move forward. All right, the tapering move forward. That's why you're seeing this reverse repo operation right now. That means that they know it, but because they cannot do it still, they have to hang on here. So I don't think that there will be any interest rate hike in 2022 because tapering must come in first. Only when tapering really goes into the market, then we talk about interest rate. So no need to panic right now, but still you have to wait for a while. Okay, you have to wait for a while. Okay, you wait for a while. Don't jump in. So basically, what Biden trying to do now is quickly now spend more money to do more fiscal policies to create more infrastructure spending so that people will utilize it and create more jobs. But the problem is this: where the $6 trillion comes from. That is the biggest problem, and people now is questioning him. Hey, you know what? You keep on talking about this infrastructure. Can we have a clear direction right now? Because yes, indeed, Biden have been saying this, and that stimulated the market for a short moment. Can see that's quite coordinated, but end of the day, you can tell me everything, but you don't get it done. It's pointless. And the question is, where the money going to come from? Now, 2.3 trillion already so hard to get. Imagine 6 trillion. I don't think the Republican will accept this. That is for sure. So now the problem is this: if there's monetary policies, there's no fiscal policy, then what will happen? The market will say, hey, you know what? This is all BS. And then things will just change totally itself. All right. So, yes, indeed, it's sick and tired, but know what to do, right? That's why you just continue playing the market long. So stay long. That's what Arun say, buy until the market stops. All right. So indeed, Kelsa and Anna, so funny. Your two of you. Okay, so indeed, that's correct, Anna. I'll buy you on that. You can sell at a high price. You better hope you can buy a cheaper price later. If not, it's you'll be paying another higher price for a house. That is what's happening right now in Singapore. And sorry, this will just go even higher itself. Government HDB is different now. You release from HDB, not a permanent home. Kelsa, I totally agree with you on this. This one, I have to agree on you on this. All right. So the last one, and the one that is to me the biggest concern, is this one here, China, right? I mean, 2-3 days ago, I was just telling you guys about how I feel about USA and China. I tell you guys, for some strange reason, right? The country that theoretically came up was first spotted with the virus, have now recovered, right? We did an MAO on this, and it seems that China found a way to stop this. Now, for some reason itself, right? Apparently now China has locked down partial cities of Guangzhou, apparently. All right, so it seems to be there's some spreading, and this came from the Nepal side itself, right? The Indian variant. So now a partial lockdown is imposed in China's city of Guangzhou, whereby a cluster of cases was discovered, and more than 520 flights were cancelled at the Guangzhou Baiyun Jichang, all right, airport itself. So think about this. Oh my God, if China really got hit again, slap in the head on forehead, and I tell you this, if there is a pattern that we can see right here itself, right, then the next one will be America again. So let's hope it doesn't happen. But if it really happened, I tell you, we're going to have one hell of a ride again the next 6 months. So basically, so that's why I stress again. It seems to be, if there's going to be any attack again, there'll be more dollar flooding the market, and that it makes a lot of sense to get involved in gold and silver. That is my point here. So that's what I foresee here. So guys, concentrate on this market, right, or commodity market in whole, because I believe that, right, in the next 6 months, food prices will really go up through the rooftop. I tell you that. Yeah, food prices will go through the roof. That's not the reason why I take vegetarian. Okay, it's not that, okay? But then this price will just go through the roof. Really, based on what I'm seeing right now, there's no other way out, my friends. There's no other way out for America. So they'll just keep on printing, kicking the can down the lane until one day they say, okay, enough is enough. Let's go for the kill. Let's go for the one that have the most amount of money. And we know right now, the biggest market, the biggest sector, in fact, that's the most money in the market now is all in the stock market. So if they really had to take the knife come in, it will happen. But when that happens itself, where the money will go, if you look back in history, it has proven again and again, when recession comes in, the gold prices actually goes higher. All right, thank you so much once again for today. I hope you guys have understand where am I coming from for today's MAO. All right, I will see you guys again at 2 p.m. later. We talk about the crypto market. And of course, at 2:45, we will do the usual Super Tuesday. All right, thank Thank you once again, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in a couple of hours' time. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye. And please do me a favor, guys. Do give a like button. There's 60, 70 of you guys. Come on, guys. Give me a like. Thank you for those who give me a like button on top, right? Top corner, there's one, the like button. Please do that, okay? All right. No worries, Kelza. No worries. I love your sharing with you and Anna. Excellent. Anna, thank you so much today for contributing so much. Love it, man. Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.